This is video 6 of the Blender 2.80 course. This time we will be talking about loop rings and how to add extra vertices to your objects. There are many ways of getting extra vertices here in your objects. Sometimes a face is not enough. You need to add things to it. For example, you wanted to have a part here in the center that you could extrude from. Well, you can do that with the inset. Select the face, click on inset and pull in, and you have an extra face which you can then pull up or do whatever you like with it. Another way of doing this is by using connect vertices. Select two vertices, right click, and then select connect vertex paths, and this gives you an extra set of vertices here, or an extra edge, because now you can just select the face and extrude that instead of extruding the whole thing. Another way of doing the same thing is by using the knife tool. Which is here. You can connect two vertices and hit enter, and you have an extra edge there. You can also start from the middle of there and go into the middle of there by hitting the K. So now you see where it actually added the vertices. You can, gave me an extra vertex, which I can easily say X and dissolve vertices, and it goes away. Now the thing is that you are creating n-gons. N-gon is like a trigon or a quadgon where you have an X amount of corners to the image or to the face. So sometimes it's a good idea, but faces like this are not very nice where you have an extra vertex there. So you may want to try to keep your geometry as clean as possible so that you don't have any of these extra edges. You can always get rid of them by selecting the edge, hitting X and saying dissolve edges. I'll just dissolve this as well. Now, a most important tool is loop cuts. And when you have your object in edit mode, you can go and say Ctrl R and go next to an edge. And Blender will place a yellow loop inside your mesh at the place of your definition. If you now click on the left button once, the loop ring is placed, but it is now in G mode, so it is in transform mode. You can move it up and down, and only when you click again, it gets stuck in place. Now, even if it's even if you select something else in the meantime, and then using Alt and a left click on this, you can always select it and then move it in the Z direction up and down so that it fits your plan, whatever it is that you want to make. Again, I'll do it here on the other side. I will go here and say Ctrl R, but this time I will place it, and then let me backtrack a little here. I will take out these loop rings and add another loop ring. So Ctrl R, but this time when I'm pointing to the edge, I will rotate my mouse button here, and I can adjust the number of loop rings that I'm going to get. If I want 3 of them, I'll just go up 1, 2, and 3. Or if I want, or I can also press a number like a 5, for example. Now I have 5 of them. The first left click will place them, and the second left click will place them in permanent position. So now I have all of these nice loop rings, and if I go and view the vertices, you can see how I have vertices all over the place. I'll do the same in the other direction. Control R. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. And 2 clicks. Control R. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 2 clicks to have it there. Once you add a loop, you can also add a loop ring here, by the way. Like so. And when you have added the loop ring, you can also say scale for a nice effect there. Or you can rotate after you have placed them by just adding S for scale or hitting R for rotate. The biggest reason for doing this is always the need to have more vertices. So if I add a cube and I scale it down on the X first, and then I add a few loop rings, Control R, 4 loop rings, Control R, 1 loop ring, move it up like there. And then if I add 1, 2, 3, 4, there's one too many actually. Control R and 3, Control R and 1, and move it up. Like so. Now I will extrude these faces one by one by selecting a face. And extrude, move it slightly there. Extrude, 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 extrude. You can see how the extrusion always happens in the direction of the face that you are extruding, the normal of the face. And you are probably wondering what I'm doing here. But as soon as I have made it like this, and I add a subdivision surface to it, you will see what I was making. I was making a heavy metal hand. So loop rings are very useful for getting stuff into your, so that you have more vertices in your mesh. So I would say that loop rings and extrusions are some of the very key issues that you have to learn. Control R. Because with those you can also, this is covered in a different video by the way, but if you add loop rings you can actually edit how your subdivision surface tool is going to work. So yes, this would be the use of loop cuts.